This is Tom Wrobleski, the political editor of the Staten Island Advance. We're at Wagner College today. We're speaking with former state senator Seymour Lachman. For all those who had that hope in Governor Spitzer, those perhaps like yourself who look forward to this sort of breath of fresh air, I mean, personally, never mind politically, but personally for the reform movement and also as people, it must be very disappointing to see this happen and sort of by his own hands, so to speak.
I thought it was a wonderful opportunity about to happen, and now it's gone. How long it will take to reform the legislature at this point, I don't know.
What's your take on David Paterson?
I was about to give that
would
to you.
Would be
David,
governor of
yeah,
this, and
right.
How do you think he'll
David Paterson, I worked with David Paterson very closely for 12 years. I worked with him when he was the deputy minority leader and supported him when he became the minority leader of the state senate. And I look upon David Paterson as being a very, very bright, intuitive, collegial, and articulate person. Does he have the charisma of the current governor? As of now, he does not. I think he will do everything possible to put his imprint on the governorship. But it's a difficult situation because I'm led to understand that the Senate Majority Leader now becomes the President Pro Tem, or sort of an acting lieutenant governor
when needed.
When needed, for different things. The first few months are going to be very difficult to unravel and to move ahead with a program for progress and reform. But I know that David Paterson is a reformer. I know through my conversations with him, I know through my personal dealings with him, and I know from his public record. But it's going to be more difficult for him to reach the goals than a governor who was elected by 69% or 70% of the vote in the state of New York, whereas David has not been elected to any statewide position on his own, but just as an appendage to the governor. But I think he will do as best a job as he can under a very difficult situation.
How damaging do you think this is for the Democratic Party? I mean, speaking just in purely political terms, but things look like they were looking up for the Democratic Party nationally, locally, statewide, in the city. The governor is, the de facto head of the party.
I'm going to be very candid with you. As you know, I'm a committed Democrat and have been all my life, and support Democrats nationally, statewide, and locally. It's going to be a difficult period. It's going to be a period of soul searching. It's going to be a period of what went wrong. Could we have avoided this? Was it the person and the personality, or was it the systemic dysfunction of the political culture that exists, not only in Albany, but throughout the nation?
If you want to hear more from this interview, check out my Politburo blog on SILive.com.